Shout out to Neville Records.
Yeah.
And you guys are in the building today. How you doing, bro?
I'm doing great. How are you?
It feels good to see you. First time I'm seeing you officially. Like,
Oh, really?
First time I'm
That's
meeting you
great.
officially.
Me
But
too.
then,
First time I'm
you're
meeting you
doing
officially.
great work. You're
Yeah,
doing
thank
great
you,
work, putting
thank
in
you.
work. Sometimes I know it's pretty difficult for people to come into the industry and, get all the love, all the support, and,
Yeah.
be able to cross over.
It's very difficult, actually.
Really, you want to tell me about some difficulty stories? Tell me about your experience, though.
Yeah, like during my release, I think the second day of my release, I
Yes.
started getting like some hate comments, and actually it was a mistake for me to let it get to me.
Wow, it got to you.
Yeah,
It's comments.
it actually
Whoa.
got to me at first because I was.
Yeah, I loved your record the first time I heard it, bro.
I
Yeah, those
haven't
people
even
sending those comments.
released with you yet.
Oh, at the time.
Yeah, I was just like 2 days released. Yeah, I was released. So 2 days later, I posted some freestyle about how my sound looked like.
Mm.
Like really, because I'm really into that sharp line of stuff.
Yeah, I know.
Then
I know.
I did an Afro freestyle to just like get the industry familiar with the type of sound I'm coming with.
Mhm.
Then I actually like try to pull out the real me
Yes.
out there, and I got some like, yo bro,
Very
you should go and
distasteful
shit.
comments.
I'm like, oh.
Ah.
So I started having doubts. So when I wanted to release my first song, it was like, oh, I hope these people are set, because I had a lot of like my sound
Yes.
just put into Afrobeat.
Mm-hmm.
I had my sound in an Afrobeat, on an Afrobeat
Record.
beat,
Yeah.
yeah, type shit. So like the love I got from, I was like, whoa. So
At the end of the day, this was just the initial grab.
Yeah.
So you people will come back to like it.
I was like, oh crazy.
But it feels good to have you here. Sometimes that's one thing they say about consistency. That's one
Yeah.
thing they say about you. Don't let comments like that or things like that get to you, because at the end of the day, right, when
Yeah.
that success comes, everybody that I'm sure you probably have noted one handle that said something bad. Now the song is popping. It's like, one of my favorite records.
Yeah.
I know you see things like that every day.
Yeah, definitely.
So you too, you said you don't
Yeah.
join fan list.
I'm like, crazy. Yeah.
But that's the beautiful part.
Yeah.
That's the beautiful part. And you're growing.
Yeah,
That's
definitely.
something that you cannot take away from yourself. You're growing. You're doing a lot of great stuff. But we're talking about the song first. Let's talk about With You.
All
that
right.
record, how did that madness happen? And then for a while,
Yeah.
you put out the record. It just went crazy on socials. Like everybody.
Yeah.
And you've got some very pretty girls, though.
Oh.
Come on.
I needed to say that.
Come on.
Yo, you got some very pretty girls, though. Shout out to you, by the way.
Crazy.
Are you sure it's crazy?
Yeah, it's crazy out there. This is Lagos.
It's crazy out there. Please, which lady was the song for?
With You?
Yes.
Nah, With You wasn't for anybody actually.
It was inspired by someone.
Funny enough, I was still a mechanic when I wrote With You,
Wow.
but on a different beat
Say.
actually.
All right. I was talking to you about, the hard times.
Yeah.
And you
say.
just moved past it.
No, I didn't move past it.
But do you mind talking about that? Because you said
Yeah, definitely. I would
the
like
time
to
the
talk
time
about
the
that.
time you wrote With You, it was
Yeah.
a different it was a different beat, it was a different. So
Yeah.
tell me, how did the whole getting signed thing happen for you?
Okay, the whole getting signed stuff.
What were you doing at the time? How did you get the
Getting
link up?
signed. So before I was signed, I haven't really like gone like into the mechanic work
Yeah.
too much. As at that time I was still like trying to figure out what I was gonna do, because my dad knows school and me, we don't align.
It's just small. See, I like the fact that it's really. To be honest, right? I like the fact that you're saying it the way it is, right?
Yeah.
There's some people in this part of the. Let's be honest with ourselves, right? In this part of the world, we know sometimes some parents they waste money. I told my father that,
It's
and they
just like
I'm just trying to. We're not talking to you. We're talking to kids. So, your own case different. Not talking to you. You're not there yet. But kid, your story is different, right?
Yeah.
But your dad. What did you tell your dad?
It's just like from my primary school age, I used to see my I used to see my dad. Like my dad was this man. Oh, what did you carry in your class? What's your position? And at that time, I always came like 8th, 7th. And I was not trying.
Yeah, I mean,
I thought I was trying.
How many people in the
Like
class?
22.
You did try now.
But I was trying. So I was like, because I do have my senior sister. Like I can say she's really brilliant. Yeah. Like she comes first. Like
my sister did that thing to me.
George. And my dad was like, yo, that's
you did top 10.
But I wasn't really a big fan of like schooling, but now I think I am a big fan of schooling because I do study a lot right now, because I feel like there are too many things for me to still learn.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah. So at that time I wasn't really like going to school. Was just like, oh, I'm going to school today. At that time I would say, okay, I really like just complete the school status like on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, but Thursday and Friday kind of, oh, I'm going to school.
You're on fire.
Yeah, it's kind of, I'm going to school, but I'm not going to school.
I get it.
Yeah.
I get the ones that you're not even saying to.
Yeah.
So it's okay.
So at that time, it's just like, okay, I was done with my secondary school. Actually, that was one thing I just wanted to like please my dad with. So I was done with secondary school, and my dad was like, okay, this is university. And my 𝐈𝐍𝐒, oh, I'm so sorry.
You wanted to even the people that came with you got their body don't post their studio. But really, why are you saying you're so sorry? I mean, you didn't do well with the 𝐈𝐍𝐒.
I did well with my 𝐈𝐍𝐒, but actually I didn't pass my core subject, and I was like, oh, what lie would I give my dad? And I was like, oh, the course I'm going for, I don't need literature. I don't need literature. And the happy part is that my dad wasn't even around. Like, he wasn't in Lagos at that time.
When you fail, what does that do? Is it like it spanks you?
No. My dad does not. My dad is like my guy. But when it comes to like education, at that time, it was like, hey. The guy thing I'll end like this. It can just end for that day.
Maybe since ourselves.
Yeah, you know, he like kind of yell and caution you, but my dad wasn't really that type of beat you type of person.
Beat you type of person.
But it was where I grew up is like, where I grew up is the streets now. So everybody is kind of like, guy, you know, streets we do. So it was kind of like just my guy. So at that time when I was done with secondary school, I had to reason with him like, oh, I want to do music. No, I was already doing music before I ended
secondary school.
Yeah, before I ended secondary school and shit. And it was like, oh, so what do I want to do now? And at that time, they know I was doing music. So I was just like continuing.
I just want to make music.
Yeah, stuff. And they were like, oh, I have to be reasonable and do something like alongside with the music for now. So I said, okay, I will try out different stuff.
So what did you first try?
At first, I didn't try much. I just knew how to do a lot of things because at a particular time in my life, I was doing like this painting job with my senior brother. Or that at a certain time in my life too, I was barbing. I can still barb right now.
I mean, obviously,
I'm sure you did this yourself.
This?
Yeah.
Oh, no, I got it.
Now it's got a bad with that.
No. I still do some of my hair myself.
It's fine.
Definitely.
Obviously.
I still do some of my hair stuff by myself.
But really, you're bigger than that now.
No, even the one before this one, I still did it by myself.
Division of labor. but really, you've done quite a number of things, right? You've grown through the ranks and you're here now, right? You're here now. And let's talk about family for a bit. How does, your dad feel right now?
That is my number one fan.
That's the thing.
That's
the update. Don't you just talk and finish right here? Say they know. Say no. You don't blow finish. They don't agree. But now at some point, it's like your number one.
No,
fan.
my dad always accepted my music. Like my dad, even before I blew up, there are some songs I freestyles. My dad knows them because he's like, oh, my dad is like a big music person actually because he listens to 𝐿𝐶𝐈𝐍𝐒,
he listens to every
barista, fella and everything. So my dad is kind of like, if my dad sees me like singing at that time, he'll be like, that one where you right to go, yeah, do that one now. It's like for him to know my line at that time, even before blowing up and getting signed into anything.
That was a big deal for you.
Yeah, that was a motivation. My mom was still like skeptical. Like, this is your music. You have to do this thing too.
Yeah. At the end of the day, but now they're big fans, right? They're major fans.
They are big fans.
How did you get signed to?
How did I get signed?
Neville Records.
Okay,
because we want to talk about that. How did you meet Sydney?
How do I meet him? I was working. Okay. Then I got a DM from Sydney Tucker. First of all, what came to my mind was, who is this one? Who is this fake account? yes, because who is this guy? Because me, I'm just on my own.
I'm just on my own, Jenjo.
I just saw Sydney Tucker liked your stuff and followed you. I'm like, who is this fake account?
Don't stress me.
Why is this person trolling me? I couldn't believe it actually. So I kind of saw a couple likes. Yeah, somebody liked my stuff, and I was like, oh. Then I tapped on the account. The first thing I saw was 1 million followers, and I was like, I don't blue.
You had not even read the message.
No. I was like, I don't blue. Then I said, okay, let me go and message him that thanks for the like, my boy. Then I saw he has already sent a message that, oh, you're good, King. I can't remember the message. He said something. Then he wrote King, and I'm like, wow. So what's going on here like this? Then it was like, I replied, I said, thank you so much. I replied with like, he sent me one message. I replied with like 15
But really, I mean, that's what you do in situations like that. I've heard a lot of people say the same thing as well. So who was the first person you showed that message? First person?
I was with one of my guy at that time because he was my very close guy. He had to even quit going to university because of me, because he believed that this music must blow. So I was with him. Yeah, his name is Babala actually. I was with him.
Are you still with Babala until now?
Yeah, he just left my side this morning.
You believe that kind of person?
Babala, shout out to you, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the kind of friends Spyro was talking about. Who's your guy? That's the kind of friends that we're actually looking at.
So it was like I just showed him, and he was like, because he really believed, so he was like, don't worry, they will come. And he was like, crazy. Then I had to just text, and fortunately for me, Sydney replied, and I was like, when I wanted to ask him for his WhatsApp number, I was like, sir, Instagram is chopping my data. I don't know.
Just give me WhatsApp.
I was like, sir, I don't know if you can give me your WhatsApp number because Instagram is taking all my data. And when it was like, yeah, he can, I'm like, wow, okay, so this is how it goes. So he just texted me that night, and fun fact, I had to connect to my friend's hotspot
so that you can reply the message.
I didn't even have to connect to my friend's hotspot. Funny enough, I had to take his SIM because he had data in his SIM. So I put inside the phone just to answer.
So he took his message.
Yeah. So when we just texted that night, and there was one day I think. We were in Yaba, me and Babala, we were in Yaba, we went to sew some clothes for somebody. And when we were in Yaba, I just said, okay, because I texted Sydney Tucker, we texted Sydney Tucker on WhatsApp, and he didn't reply for 3 days, and we were like, oh.
One of those people.
Yeah. I was just like, so I just said, okay, that day, let me text him back. Then I just sent him a DM, like, yo, sir, we were in Yaba, so we had to lie. I said, we are around Lekki, we don't know if we can come around to see you.
Yeah.
And he was like, oh, mad, come around. Then he forwarded us the location.
Yeah.
And we're like,
and we did Yaba.
Enter bus straight.
Face Island.
Bus straight. At that time, I have never even been to the island. Like, I don't even know the island. So I was asking Babala, you should say you know the road to Lekki, because this place is like the place is like US to me. I'm like, you should say you know the road. He said, go enter motor. I was like, oh, let's go. And when we got to his house, he came out with a very big speaker, and I'm like, oh, now let's get it. So he came out with a very big speaker, and he was playing a trap beat actually, and it was like, yo, see this beat where I don't define, because I don't understand that man. Actually, I don't know how he is able to think for everybody around him. If he's in a space, he thinks for everybody.
Yeah.
He will tell you, oh, this is what you're doing, right? You're singing, or you're doing comedy. What if you do this? What if you do this? And he has a lot of things to do, but he thinks for everybody, actually. And there's no how he thinks for you or tell you an idea. that it's not positive.
It's not going to work.
Oh.
Yeah, so he loves to see everybody win. It's just like, for me to be under him, it's like, I do tell my friends. I tell one of my friends, imagine everybody that was under Sidney Tucker, or that Sidney Tucker has had hands in their music before they were who they were.
Yeah.
Look at their life now. They are really big. Take a look at Victoria, Shaki and shit. I'm like, they are not under him, but
he supported the brands at a point.
Yeah, him signing them or shit before they left. Not like left, but him.
But they were able to, move from that
level to another level. Like, look at how big they are. Then imagine me that I'm under him.
I'm like, sign. I'm like, you're lucky, you're blessed.
Oh wow,
dream.
Yeah. So when I was like, we actually did a freestyle that day,
and then it worked.
The funniest fact is that we came up with an EP that same day.
Wow. That
I met him first, because we did 4 different songs in a day.
You recorded that?
Not recorded.
Freestyled 4?
No, like we wrote it. I was freestyling. Then we had the melody and put them together and make a song.
Wow.
Which we were going to record, because all the songs were trap songs.
Wow.
And it was like, oh, I want to bring out your hip hop side first.
And then
which we didn't do.
And then you went straight.
Yeah, we just had, like, for us to have about 5 songs that same day for an EP. We were like, wow. Then going on that day, he just put up, like, we're like, oh, boss. He was like, oh, you guys need to start going on because it's late already. We're like, oh, okay,
no problem.
Then he just came and said, he ended up just telling me I was signed. I'm like,
yeah, just like that.
I'm signed.
Signed, Dimbo.
Signed to what? Signed. But it was crazy. I was shocked.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, thank God. Like, I'm signed. Like, now I know a celebrity. All the people on my street don't die.
Anyway, we gotta go on a break now. We gotta pay bills. And right after that break, we'll play you the first record, that popped, and then we'll play you the next one that comes after it. This one is titled Jolie, but we play you with you first, and then we play you Jolie. That's the brand new single from Khaid.
Yeah.
And we'll be back to talk about Jolie in a bit. Stick around.
Inspiration FM 92.3 is Inspiration 92.3.
Enjoyed this video? Hit the subscribe button for more. Leave a comment and like. Thank you.